A lot of guys fell off too. Back then, we're the reason why they got these rules now. That's why they changed the kickoff. And we went full go in practice, in training camp, and even in pros. So that's why you got all these little rules. So that time period, I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I flunked out of college, and luckily, it was during my sophomore year where I was able to get a 2-year degree scholarship if I went to a junior college on campus. So I went to a junior college, graduated, and came back and made got drafted by the Redskins and went to the Super Bowl my first year. So it was extremely hard to do that. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Dream big. You guys are young. I'm just telling you, right now you can do what you want to do if you put your mind and heart and soul into it. Don't be. Attitude is everything. If you don't have attitude and believe in yourself, you will not make it. I had to believe in myself. You know, I was always beginning, called, I'll tell you some names, Booger Nose, I was not cool kid. Until my senior year, and I'm all this, and they wanted me to run for homecoming king. But I'm just saying, whatever my advice to you is learn finances, understand that stuff, be happy.
Know your money.
Learn how to find know your money, and learn how to, enjoy your life. Find something to enjoy doing. Don't let anyone tell you can't do something. Only you know you can't do it. And then you don't do it because you stopped to quit. There's many times I could have quit. I could have stopped. But now here I am right now. So when I got to the pros, I got married young, got a wife, got 3 kids. Then that ended up bad because I made a decision that was too early in my life, I thought. So after that, I was going through some rough times. It was tough. And, so after that, I went back to Chicago. I was single. It's a hard life. And once you get married,
Brooke just got nervous still over here. She just tensed up like, what you ready to tell him?
I'm telling you, it's a hard life.
What's going on?
I'm saying it was just a hard. I'll tell you what, it was depression, really. Okay, I'm gonna tell you talk about depression. Depression can really screw you up.
Absolutely.
Now I've gotten help for it, and I'm getting out of it. And as I'm looking back, it's a different world for me now. I'm not negative. I'm not going down this spiral thing over just no reason. I'm like, why am I doing this? Well, now, when I'm taking medicine, I'm feeling better now, and it's like getting out of it. And I'm like, whoa, what a terrible cloud that was. And so now I'm feeling better now, and I got to see that. So
I want to stop you right there. Thank you for bringing that up, because there are a couple of themes here that I really want to bring home. When you think about an NFL player, right, you think money, status, people cheering you on, fame, all of those things. And what I think is, what I thank you for is giving us some insight to that is not always the complete narrative. The things that I heard in that there were that school didn't go well at all for you. You failed out, you didn't quit, you went to a different school, and you got out of that one. We're not going to ask for GPA, but we'll let you out, okay? And then you went in to have this stellar career. And then even that, with Super Bowl rings and whatever, doesn't mean that things aren't still hard. Doesn't mean that depression can't still play and impact your life. But the thing that you did was, again, and this is why you all support each other, leaning on support of your family, but you also sought out help. You sought out professional help. And what I love is that last part you say that, now life looks completely different. The cloud is gone and you're able to sit back and go, whoa, it's like changing glasses, right? The perspective changes, you get a lot clearer. And the other thing I want to say about it is you said something, you tell yourself that you can do it. I think it's important for us to remember we need to talk to ourselves instead of listen to ourselves. People, you have 6,200 thoughts a day, unconscious thoughts a day. 80% of them are negative thoughts. It is just how we are all hardwired. That little almond-shaped part of your brain, the amygdala, says to you, fear, don't do this, stop this, wait a minute, be careful, don't trust. And you have 6,200 thoughts a day, leaning negative. 95% of them are on repeat. So unless you are intentional about what Clarence is saying, talking to yourself, instead of listening to yourself. I'll say that again for the people in the back. Talk to yourself instead of listen to yourself. The listening is the negativity. Talking to yourself is how you get out of that and change the neuroplasticity of your brain. And you can only do that by doing what Clarence did, which is to lean on people that support him and to get professional help, and more importantly, to keep on going no matter what. We'll move over to Rich for then we'll come back around. I'll move over to Rich for time's sake here. Rich, you had a traditional career. You were with Channel 7, I think it was Channel 7, you're correct if I'm wrong, as a camera man. I think you did some producing as well. I think you won some award for some of your stuff. I'll let you talk about that. But then you decide you come to a football game, and there's a theme here you all keep hearing about, the DC Divas. I used to be a running back for the DC Divas. You can see all the connections here through football, which I'll bring up later about how important networking is. When I got the call to put this together, it's easy for me to throw a panel together because I keep connections, I keep relationships, and it was just a few text messages, and here are the people that you see that took time out as a favor to me to be here before you. But Rich, you came to a game to watch the DC Divas, the women's professional tackle football team, and then somehow between watching us play, you then became the general manager and now are the team owner of the DC Divas. Walk us through the journey from traditional, I'm working for Channel 7, to non-traditional where you are now.
Well, it only took 25 years to get to the point of sitting at this panel from that journey. But I want to say, for time's sake, and be sensitive to that when the FBI sits down next to you, perhaps it's my time to go now. Right? Or to be very succinct in what I say so that we can move on, or she can take me away, whatever the case may be.
We don't want no problems in here. We don't want no problems.
Right? You cannot not notice when the FBI sits down next to you, very quietly, I might add, with no introduction, other than, hey.
I didn't even notice.
So I'm the sports director at Channel 7, camera, production. I covered this guy in Super Bowls. I grew up here and had the good fortune of covering things that I cared about. But to find that journey, I grew up wanting to be first Atticus Finch. So if anybody here has still read or still reads To Kill a Mockingbird, you know that story, you know that man, you know what that was about. That movie and that book was who I wanted to be. By the time I had gotten to the end of high school, which may be where some of you are now or in that ballpark, I decided I wanted to go to work. I wanted to be that lawyer now. I didn't want to go to college. I went to law firms. I went to companies to say, hey, I'm ready to go to work. And they all looked at me and went, what grade are you in? What degree? At some point, I got past the excitement to the real. And they're like, son, you need to go to 7 years of college at that point. Seems so far away and so unrealistic. So, lawyer, scratch that off. Atticus Finch, I still can be that in my own way, and I'll get back to that. So to find my lane to traditional, I had to take an internship. I walked into Channel 9 a few years ago, met Frank Herzog, who was the voice of the Redskins at that time, and became what a 20-plus year journey, going from intern to producer to running the department, to occasionally being seen on air, and to coming across stories like the DC Divas in May of 2001. We had 2 years of a certain new ownership with a certain team in Washington, and that has started to wear all of us out. We began to pay attention to other things, thankfully. So when we got a press release that women were playing tackle football at Eastern High School, oh my God, who are they? We absolutely have to go. So the curiosity, which is, I want to give you two things, because I could give you a lot today based on the excitement I got right here and the passion that I see. You have to have that passion. I still have that passion. I still have that curiosity. Curiosity will carry you to different places, meet different people, carry you to different occupations. Curiosity got me to pay attention to that press release. Curiosity got me to keep going and paying attention to the incredible amount of talent, sacrifice, and dedication that I have seen now for decades. My role is to meet that in whatever way I can be, a teammate, owner, president. Those titles really don't mean much to me. I have to embrace them, which is my own new journey of being good at what I'm doing now and trying to excel at it. But the truth of it is, I'm just a teammate. I'm a Hall of Fame member now, like she is and she is.
You better let them know.
I know that's
They
right.
just didn't play. They're Hall of Fame players, right? Their gold jacket, if it was a guy in Canton, that's a gold jacket you're sitting looking at, right? That history. But no matter how long we play or how long we are involved or what our titles are, we have to keep reinventing somewhat our purpose, our focus, and reinventing, whether it's talking to yourself or listening, you've got to work on that passion.
Yes.
So back to this room we're in right now. I would walk over there right now, if you haven't already, to as many tables you possibly can and visit with them all. Ask questions, learn, and right now, I'll tell you what, if you pay me $70,000 to go start being a firefighter in Fairfax County, give me a 5% raise and a COLA, I'm over there right now.
Yep.
They won't take me. But they might well take you, right? And to have this type of event, this type of opportunity, we didn't have that when we were your age.
No way.
I had to go take a bus to find that internship, right? I had to go cover softball games at Maryland as a freshman to possibly get to basketball or football or some other career path, but you keep going.
Yes, keep going.
And I'll say this one more thing quickly, because she's going to take me away, I can tell, right? Is that if you're surrounded yourself, find teams, families, teams, find them in your life. You can call it work, you can call it sports, you can call it whatever you want. But find them and invest in those people that are around you. Help them. Do it selflessly. Don't think about the return. Think about that passion. And in my case, think about Atticus Finch every now and again. Who am I representing? Who am I advocating for? Who in some cases am I defending? Their opportunity that they should be able to do this. And do it so daggone well that we're about to turn 26, start our next season in May at Springfield High School, John Lewis, right? Causing some good trouble right here in the backyard. So thank you for being here today. Thank you for keeping those relationships, because guess what? If you're not on a team and surrounded, it's hard to build those meaningful relationships that will carry you the rest of your life, which is why I'm here today and thankful to be able to share a little Atticus with you today.
I love it. Thanks, Rich. My biggest takeaway from that is the fact that you had to change your trajectory. It looks so simple. Be Atticus, be an attorney because you want to stand up for people. And we talk about in sports as well, redefining the win. Right? How can you still win, but it looks a little different? And for that moment, it looked like only one way. Law school was the only way for you to be an ally, to be an advocate, and you figured out a different way. And I can attest to this, that he has helped us give this kind of attention, if you will, to women's sports in general, but particularly with the DC Divas. And so it looks different than it did in the beginning, but you're still winning. And the way that I look at win, and I want you all to remember this, win simply stands for W-I-N, what's important now. That's how you get the win. What's right important right now, right this second. You can have multiple wins in a day. And I think one of the ways to win this day is to think about some of the stuff that's been shared up here, to go see those booths, to do what LJ said, to take some action, to move forward in some kind of capacity. That's how you win. Now we're gonna end up over here. You did sneak in. Rich never lied. Lois was sitting there. Lois got up and left. I was talking this way. I came over and then boom, there you were. So you missed the first round of introduction, name, what you do. Go for it and tell people how successful you were at being able to just slide in as well. Talk about that.
Well, my name is Luitana Pinales. I work for the FBI. And my title is Community Outreach Specialist, which means is I get to do stuff like this all the time. I know a lot of people, when they think about the FBI, although they think is special agents. With the FBI, there is actually over 300 different opportunities that you can do besides the special agents. When 6 years ago, I joined the FBI, but actually back in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I just moved here from Minneapolis in September, so I'm still getting used to the area, which I really love. You guys have a beautiful city. That's how I ended up here.
I love it. Now, let's get some focus on that, because you're right. Most people hear FBI, and they think, associated with police, oh, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to lock anybody up. I don't want those long hours, working nights and weekends trying to find the bad guys. It could be dangerous. But the FBI encompasses, give me 4 jobs that the FBI has that we may not know that's a possibility.
The first one that I can think of, and people get really surprised, nurses.
What?
Yes.
The FBI has their own nurses.
Yes.
Talk to us.
We have 56 field office. Each field office have a nurse. Depending on how big is the field office, they might have a whole department. Like for us in Washington D.C., we have a whole, including the headquarters as well. We have a whole department that has more than 5 nurses, also medical doctors. And the reason why is because every time you see that the SWAT team, the special agents, they have to go outside to whenever there is something happening, there has to be someone there just to make sure that everybody gets safe. Also, when we are in the field office, they are in charge of like if we need any vaccination, if there is like complaints that we have to meet when we go outside of the country. So nurses are one of the popular positions that people like, what? We have nurses.
That's it. So you can become a nurse, and instead of going and rotating at a hospital, although there's a shortage of nurses, and they should get paid a lot more than they do, nurses don't really, they're not getting paid doctor salary. But I would imagine if I'm a nurse with the FBI, I'm getting that FBI money.
Yes,
Yeah,
and just to make it clear, everybody can go and look at the salary of the FBI employees at opm.gov. It's a public salary. Everybody can see how much we make.